I told my husband, Mark, that the gathering would be simple, just a relaxed get-together, some drinks, light conversation. Nothing overwhelming. He believed me without hesitation, like he always did, smiling at the idea of an easy evening outdoors. The backyard was alive with laughter, warm fairy lights glowing overhead, and the smell of grilled food drifting through the air. I squeezed his hand as we walked in, trying to steady the anxiety that had been eating at me for days. I knew this party would bring out more than anyone expected, and I hadn't told him the full truth. Everyone greeted us kindly, but I sensed tension under the surface. A few people exchanged quick glances, whispered each other, then shot me uneasy smiles. Mark didn't pick up on it. He was too busy offering warm handshakes and polite greetings. I guided him around, forcing a smile that didn't reach my eyes. Because beneath all of this, I'd hidden something from him, a secret a handful of people here knew, and they were waiting for the perfect moment to expose it. Midway through the night, the first warning sign appeared. Someone began telling stories about past mistakes, awkward memories I thought had faded into oblivion. A quiet hush moved through part crowd, and I felt Mark tense beside me. I knew the next story involved me, and worse, it would make me look foolish in front of everyone, including him. I tried redirecting the conversation, but I was too late. The whispers turned into loud storytelling, distorted versions of memories I wished had stayed buried. The crowd laughed at exaggerated tales, twisting details until they felt sharp enough to cut. Cold sweat ran down my spine. Mark's grip tightened around my hand. His eyes swept the room, alert and focused. I'd never seen him so attentive, so aware, before I even had the chance to react. Faces around us shifted from playful to uneasy the moment they realized he was listening. For the first time that night, fear settled in, not just of being embarrassed, but of how Mark might respond. Then came the moment that made my heart drop. Someone brought up a story I'd shared with only one or two trusted friends. A mistake from years ago, something I never wanted resurfacing in public. The room erupted with cruel laughter. Too loud, too gleeful. Mark's expression changed, not anger, but something far sharper. A focused, intense stare that shut the laughter down mid-echo. In that instant, I realized he understood everything. The weight of it wrapped around the entire room. I tried leaning toward him. "Please, don't react yet." I whispered, "Let me explain first." He gave the slightest nod, his eyes never leaving the people around us. He didn't speak, didn't lash out, but something in his calmness made the chatter fade naturally. Those who had been mocking me suddenly looked small under his quiet attention. Mark wasn't angry. He was about to shift the entire mood without raising his voice. He stepped forward, and the room fell silent instantly. "I think we need a moment," he said evenly. No yelling, just controlled authority. Everything stopped. The host, my friends, even strangers standing at the edges. The carefree night evaporated. I stood frozen, stunned. Mark, who almost never asserted himself this way, had taken command of the room so effortlessly it stunned the crowd. He calmly broke down the truth, dismantling every twisted story one by one. No shouting, no accusations, just facts, clarity, and absolute confidence. People stared, jaws slack, as the lies unraveled right in front of them. The same group that had laughed at me minutes ago now stood uneasy and embarrassed. My heart swelled with gratitude. He was defending me in a way no one else ever had. The friends who had stirred up the stories fell silent. Even the host, who had smirked earlier, looked uncomfortable now. Mark didn't humiliate them, didn't make a scene. He simply set the record straight. And in seconds, the party transformed, from cheerful to speechless. Every eye was fixed on him, and for the first time that night, I felt protected, seen, respected. I squeezed his hand, overwhelmed by the calm strength radiating from him. His presence didn't just stop the mockery. It commanded respect from every corner of the room. Those who had mocked me realized how horribly they had underestimated him. In that moment, I understood something deep. Whatever embarrassment I feared, whatever stories resurfaced, it didn't matter. Mark and I were stronger than all of it. He made sure dignity stood above cruelty. He finally turned to me, his expression softening. "You okay?" he murmured. I nodded, tears gathering in my eyes, unable to speak. It wasn't the humiliation that moved me. It was the calm, unwavering loyalty he had shown. He had handled everything with grace, and everyone had witnessed it. The atmosphere settled. No more whispers. No more snickering. Just quiet respect. Mark led me to a couch and whispered, "Don't think about them. It's over." And he was right. He hadn't just offended me. He made a statement that nobody there would forget. He showed that gossip, exaggeration, and petty cruelty have no power over us. People drifted back to their conversations, some offering hushed apologies. But the night wasn't the same. The room had been changed entirely by one man's calm authority. As I watched him, I understood something important. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it speaks softly, and the whole room listens. When we finally left, the cool night air felt freeing. Mark held my hand gently and smiled, not smug, but reassuring. "It's all right now," he said, and it truly was. The rumors, the tension, the humiliation, they all faded. What remained was trust, respect, and an unshakable bond. What I thought would ruin everything ended up revealing the depth of his character. By the time we drove home, my heart was full, grateful, amazed, and awe. That night proved that real strength doesn't need volume. It reshapes a room with steady presence and unshakable calm. Mark didn't just offend me. He left everyone stunned, silent, and completely breathless. And in that silence, our bond stood stronger than ever.